The Democratic Republic of Congo, the biggest country in Central Africa and one of the poorest on the continent, its population remains poor despite its strong mining potential. This country has faced multiple repeated wars for more than 2 decades that have negatively affected the socioeconomy of the population. Because of ethnic conflicts, different abuses continue demeaning children in the east of the country. Repeated wars have caused so much human abuse, killings, assassinations, rapes, and other disasters. As a result, many children have been separated from their biological family members, and many of them have found themselves in an extremely precarious situation, either in the streets, by the lake, in the bush forest, or exposed to places of mistreatment. These children find it difficult to fully enjoy their rights and duties, and they have now constituted the majority of children marginalized from society. Among them are vulnerable orphan children, children born from rape, so-called street children, so-called sorcerers, unaccompanied, traumatized, and other vulnerable children. In fact, to survive, these children have no other choice than to resort to unorthodox practices such as banditry, racketeering, theft, etc. Others survive by rummaging through garbage cans and collecting garbage, being sex slaves from childhood, or by being exploited by unscrupulous people. Deprived of rights and duties, all have the common point of being victims of a great psychological trauma, which is expressed by behaviors which they display: aggression, unrest, loss of self-confidence, self-rejection, and yada yada yada. Since 2012, the organization Jericho Foundation has been working on the situation of vulnerable orphaned children, victims of these wars. This organization has set up a transitory reception center for the promotion of their rights, with the sole aim of reuniting them with the host families and offering an opportunity to orphan children in difficult situations for a tomorrow deemed better in peace. These achievements aim not only at promoting the fundamental rights of the child that linked to their protection, but also to their survival, development, and participation.
Je dois me rassurer que ces enfants sont juste de leurs droits.
After make sure these children's rights are being respected within the center, because we serve them 100 plates on daily basis. As far as food is concerned, in addition, I have to make sure these children participate in class, go to school, and my role is to monitor if the rights of children are not being abused in our center.
Children in the orphanage actively participate in recreational and creative games in order to bring them a new smile.
Cette étape de jeu consiste.
This stage of games consists of moving children from isolation. This means children who were not open to others feel at home while they live with others in team. Among these children, some use them to speak to others, but thanks to the games, they end up adapting themselves. Those who were underestimating themselves start feeling well. All of them came being traumatized, but thanks to the games, they become cool with everyone.
Ne sont plus entre eux.
These children have almost the same story, war orphans, that the Jericho organization is trying to prepare for a better future. These children even had access to schooling. Brief testimony of the teachers at the school where the children study. His teacher supervised for a while in an orphanage center. These children show a change linked to a transformation, as evidenced by Yannick Ndole and Merveille Mwamini, all orphaned children.
Bon, juste depuis le début de l'année, c'était difficile au début de l'année.
Since the beginning of this school year, it was very difficult for these children. But thanks to the instructions, the training and care that we provided these children with, the children began to improve without any problem. For the time being, they make it, and this is something good. In addition, the moral and ethics that we give them and the psychosocial care that we provide them with help them by beginning to play a very important role that help them avoid all the problems they used to encounter.
Commence à jouer avec les autres, s'entraider aussi avec les autres sans problème.
Katima baba na mama nilikuwa ishi mpori na nilikuwa teseka sana.
I'm both fatherless and motherless. I was living in the bush and I was suffering too much. Some people that I don't even know were convicting me in the bush. I went through serious violations. They were bullying me every day. I wasn't even doing a lot of work by force. I didn't have any choice. I used to cry all the time.
Lia sana nzalia nasikia mbaya na kwazika nasikia roho yangu iko mbaya sana.
When I got here, I was fleeing an ethnic war between Hunde and Hutu. Hunde and Hutu are ethnics in the North Kivu province. That war destabilized the whole region. Militias came in and burnt everything, including our house. It was in Masisi in the North Kivu, in a village called Ufamandu. Those Mai burnt to death my parents, my father and my mother, as well as my two siblings. Since that day, I lost hope and became desperate. I didn't have where to go, so I started living in the bush. Then the life I was leading was awful. I was seriously fearful. In this vision of passing from a life of despair to a life of prosperity, the organization Jericho Foundation implements a program called Their Best Next Day. This program aims at promoting the rights of children who are abandoned to their interests, and family reunite them with the host family. We are in the host family of Affres and Daniela. They came both from Jericho Foundation. We wanted to say thanks to this organization for our two children have joined successfully the community. And again, thanks to the support from Jericho Foundation, these children are making it.
I was at Jericho Foundation Center where orphans are trained and cared for. I was brought here in this family and I say thanks for the support they continue providing us with.
Despite the efforts made, the Jericho Foundation, which fights with its own and meager means, faces multiple difficulties in providing for these children. Here we are at the training center of orphan children who are all vulnerable. Some of them are called street children, sorcerers, albinos. We offer a better tomorrow for them here. It is our objective and our responsibility to care for these children by moving them from the state of vulnerability to a better future. That's why we think that these children have rights to live as human beings all over the world. This frame was set up in order to help them quit a desperate life and have a better future. The center is open and operates thanks to the little means that some people provide us with. But thanks to this support, we have actually improved and worked on so many things. However, the support is not enough to cover even the half of the needs that we have. That's why we are launching an appeal to any person willing to accompany these children. The work is a little bit difficult for the time being, since we have 32 children living here within the center in our orphanage. There is more than 100 in host family that need to our accompaniment. But what we want is that God can help touch the hearts of people so that we can contribute to the support that we have gone through. There are actually atrocities of war. Children were separated from their parents in one way or another. They found themselves in a very difficult situation, but Jericho Foundation, along with its team here, we have had courage to continue continue supporting these children and push them forth for the great vision we define here is to make Congo a land of hope and peace.
La vision que nous défendons ici, c'est de faire du Congo une terre d'espoir et de paix.
Given the challenges are enormous, Jericho Foundation remains positive and appeals to anyone of goodwill, charitable structure, and other humanitarian organizations to please help these children finally save more lives.
Jericho, Jericho, président de Jericho, Jericho.
Achète un cheval à celui qui dit la vérité, car il s'en servira pour s'enfuir.
Osez dévoiler leurs secrets, essaie de parler de leurs faiblesses. Tu ne passeras pas inaperçu. Oh non, arrestation arbitraire, corruption et mauvaise gouvernance. Les peuples chancellent sans espérance. Telle est la vie à Jericho, arrêtés, emprisonnés et maltraités. Je chante pour que tes mirailles tombent. Je n'ai contre toi, roi de Jericho. Je ne suis pas contre vous, ministre de Jericho. Elles sont de mes chansons, c'est pour que tes mirailles écoutent. Abandonné, je n'abandonne pas, non, non, jusqu'à ce que tes mirailles s'écroulent. I say, Jericho, Jericho.
Je chante pour que tes mirailles tombent.
Président de Jericho, Jericho.
Écoute, pour que tes mirailles s'écroulent.
Jericho, Jericho, Jericho.